Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Uneducated Gambler. On today we're going to try out a new strategy that one of my subscribers named 724 Riff, and he called this strategy the outside cross. Okay, now the outside cross, show you guys an example on how it goes, is focus on place betting the minimum, or you can increase it. It all depends on your comfort level. It focuses on the 4, 5, 9, and 10 and a field bet, okay? So you pretty much have all numbers covered other than the 6, the 8, and Big Red, which is the 7. The holes in this strategy will actually be if you are rolling a lot of 6 and 8s, you will actually lose a field bet, okay? You will lose a field bet. And pluses are if you roll a 4, a 9, and 10, you will actually get paid twice. So let's say, for instance, if you roll a 4, you will get paid off your place bet of the 4, and you will get paid for the field bet. Also with the 9 and 10, if you roll a 9 or 10, you will get paid off of the place bet off the 9 and 10, and you will get paid off the field. So let's roll it out and see exactly how well we did, how well this strategy works. I tried the strategy a couple times, and I had one session where it actually broke even, and I had 2 other sessions where I was actually ahead, okay? Now keep in mind, each and every strategy you can lose. You may lose. My philosophy on this game of craps is that you need to roll a lot of numbers. Any strategy can win if you're rolling a lot of numbers, all right? So let's go ahead and set it up. Here I have a bankroll of $1,000. 500 in black chips, 400 in green chips, $25 chips, and I have $90 in nickels, and I have $10 in ones, okay? So let's go ahead and set it up. Now, with this particular strategy, I'm gonna focus on same bet. I'm not going to increase the bet unless I get in trouble, okay? And when I say increase the bet, if I lose, I will double up, all right? Just to try out the strategy. Now, if you have been watching my videos over the past year, you know I'm famous, and it's a big plus to do the do-don't, okay? Because I do not donate money to the casino, okay? So we're gonna base it off a $15 minimum table. So I'm gonna have a $15 pass line, $15 don't pass. The only way I can lose right here, if I roll a 12, okay? I'm just trying to be able to shoot for free and just work on making money with the numbers, all right? Let's get started. I'm gonna be using my traditional dice set, okay, 2, 4, 4, 2. Here we go, dice out. And that's going to be a 6, 4, 10, 6, 4, 10. So now we're going to go with the minimum because it's a $15 minimum table. And we're doing the outside cross. Let's get some change here. 50 in nickels. Goes to the dealer. Gonna put out 15 right there, rack the rest. Right, so 10 is our point. 2, 4, 4, 2. Dice out. And that is a 415, 415. So we lose the field bet, but we had a 5, which pays us 21. Pays 21. We're gonna go back in the field. So we only profit $6, okay? Now you can increase these bets to say like $24 here. You can do $24.15, which will give you a little bit more money, or you can do $30. Now, keep in mind, the minimum bet here is $75. So I'm trying to just only put out the minimal amount of money possible to try to yield me profit. Also, you can do 2 to 3 hits and turn your bets off, okay? Now, that is a 314. 314. So, we get paid $15 in the field, right there, $15 in the field. Then we get paid 27 here from the 4. So we get paid 27 on the 4. So we profit $42. All right. I'm just going to same bet everything. I'm not going to increase my bets. That's 2 hits. That's a 4. Okay, here we go. 2, 4. 4, 2. Dice out. That is a Yo 11, 6-5 yield. 6-5 yield. So 15 pays 15 because it's the field right there. So now that's 3 hits. So I take my bets down, okay? I take my bets down. I'm a firm believer the longer you keep your money out there and you're not a good shooter, you will lose, okay? That's 11. Dice out. That is a 9, a 5, 4, 9, 5, 4, 9. Dice out. Now understand that is a 6-1-7. 6-1-7. All right. So let's establish a point. So on that particular shooter, we only roll a total of 5 numbers. Again, my philosophy is if that you can roll a minimum of 7 numbers, you're good to go if you're playing the short game, okay? So let's do it again. Dice out, second shooter. And that is a 4-1-5. 4-1-5. So we're going to do $15 in the field. 15 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. Now, we have $75. Yes, that's a lot of money. But when you're playing at a $15 table, you want to put the minimum amount out there. If you're saying that I'm cheating myself, what you can do is you can increase these place bets to $24 each, or you can go ahead and increase it to $30 each. So let's go ahead and give it a try just so we can get a yield a little bit more. But if we get in trouble, we're going to have to go up, all right, to recoup some of the losses. So we're going to go with a $30. We're going to do a $30, 4, 5, 9, and 10. So totally we have $135 at risk, okay, playing the outside cross. So the point is a 5. So again, you have to be a good shooter. If you're not rolling numbers, you're not going to get paid. Dice out. And that is a 6-2-8, so that's no help. 6-2-8, we lose the field. Again, let's replace the field. The only holds is the 6 and 8. All right. So if you have a person that's rolling a lot of 6s and 8s, you're going to get plucked. Dice out. And that's a 5-3-8. 5-3-8. We lose the field bet again. So we down $30 on that particular shooter. Go back. $15. 2-4. 4-2. Dice out. And that was going to be a given. 5-2-7. 5-2-7. So we lost $30. Then we lost another $135. Okay, so we down big time. All right, that's why it's very important to actually focus on minimum bets as you build up your bets, all right? So that's off. Now that is the second shooter. Only had 3 numbers, which is horrible. Again, if you're not rolling a lot of numbers, you're not gonna win with any strategy, okay? So here we go. Dice out. So I'm gonna chase my loss. That's a 4-2-6. 4-2-6. I'm gonna chase my loss to see the outcome. So here we're gonna go ahead and place bet the 4, 5, 9, and 10, $50 each, okay? So we have $200. And what we're gonna do in the field, we're gonna do a $30 field, okay? Well, let's do a $25 field. So we have $225 initial bet, okay? So the point is a 6. You have to have enough bankroll in order to carry you to recoup your losses, guys. The only thing that you're going to be playing against is the table maximum, okay? That is a 4-2-6 point hit. So we lose $25 in the field, all right? So we're not going to replace it because everything is off. That's 2-4. 4-2, dice out. That's going to be an ace deuce. Ace deuce get loose. So we lose the pass line, but we win the don't pass. So we break even on that, all right? Now that's the first horn number I've had. That's going to be 2-4, 4-2. It's always good to practice strategies, guys. Dice out. If you're not practicing strategies, then you're going into the casino blinded. 5-2-7. So we lose the don't pass, but we win the pass line, so we break even, all right? Another thing is that you're playing 2 things. You're playing against the table maximum, and you playing against fear, all right? You have to go into the establishment, dice off the table. Let's reshoot the dice. It's fear, okay? You want to make sure you have positive thoughts. Go in, play your game, get your goal, and get out of there. Dice out. That is a 4, 3-1-4, okay? 3-1-4 is the point. All right, there's no guarantees. We're gonna go back with $25 in the field. Anytime you're playing a game in a gambling establishment, you know, the odds are against you. You just have to focus on the good ride, the good rolls, and get out of there. Dice out. Don't stay too long. Okay, 6-3-9. 6-3-9. So 25 in the field pays 25. We're going to collect that. And then 50 here in the field pays, that's going to be 35. Okay, 35. Whoop. Pays 70. Pays 70, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and rack our bets. That's 9. Now, if you want, you can press your bets, you know, if you want to, but when you're down, you're trying to recoup losses before you start pressing. Dice out. That is a 5, a 4-1-5. So we lose the field bet, but we get paid $70. $70 on a 5. So we replace that. So we mainly won $45, okay? $45. It's a 5. Here we go. 4-2, 2-4, 4-2. Dice out. And that is a 4-2-6. 4-2-6. So we lose the field bet. We go back into the field with $25. That's a 6. 2, 4. 4, 2. Dice out. And that is a 4, 3, 7. Okay, so the longer you leave your money out there, you're out of here. 4, 3, 7. So we lose $250 we lost, okay? So again, we have to climb back to get that money back. All right. Now this is a high risk strategy. 2, 4, 6, 7. So we rolled 7 numbers on that particular shooter. So let's go ahead and set up again. 2, 4, 4, 2. Dice out. That's a big bounce. That's a 5, 1, 6. 5, 1, 6. 6. Now let's go ahead with 100 on the outside. And we're going to do $50 in the field, okay? So we have a total of $450 out there. $450 out there. Okay, here we go. 2, 4, 4, 2. Dice out. Dice off the table. Okay, let's reshoot. Dice off the table. That's a 2, 4, 4, 2. Dice out. That's a yo 11. 6, 5 yo. 6, 5 yo. So 50. We win 50. Okay, rack that. That's a yo. That's going to be 2, 4, 4, 2. Dice out. That is a 3, 1, 4. 3, 1, 4. So we get paid 50 in the field. And then here, for 100 on a 4 pays us, let's say 27. Hold on, let me see here. That pays us 1. Hold on, let me see. So we got 25. Now this is the part where you have to do math, okay? Now I'm not used to having big bets like that because I'm a very conservative player. So we're gonna go off of $50, okay, twice. So if you had a $50 bet, well, let's say a $50 bet, that would give me $96. Okay, so that would give me $96 times 2. $96 times 2. $96 times 2. So that would actually give me $150. Let's just go ahead and pay it like we bought the numbers to make it easy for everyone. Again, you have to know the math. So 100 on the 4 going to pay me 200. It's going to pay me 200. So I'm going to rack this. So I'm racking down 250. Right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce. I'm going to reduce and do one. I'm going to do one 115, okay? Because I'm going to reduce. 4, 2, 2, 4, 4, 2. Dice out. Ace deuce. Ace deuce. 15 pays 15. All right. So now I'm going to take my bets down. Take my bets down and off. So here we go, dice out. Now we're just waiting for big red. That is a 314, 314. That is a 639, 639. Again, when you're playing dice and you're playing with no fear, you can roll a lot of numbers, okay? That's a 314, 314. Dice out. 314, yes. I could be making a lot of money. Could have been up a couple hundred, but it is what it is. I'm a conservative player. Dice out. Nobody knows if you're going to have a long roll or not. That's a 639. 639. Dice out. It's different rolling the dice when you have no money out there than when you have money out there and rolling the dice. Ace deuce. Dice out. 639. 639. 639. Dice out. As box cars. Box cars. Dice out. And that's a 617. 617. Let's stop right there, guys. Now, if you may look at the results, if you may look at the results right here, first roll, I rolled 5 numbers. Second roll, 3 numbers. Third roll, 7 numbers. And the last roll, I rolled 11 numbers, but I stopped at the 3. Now, I could have made money off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 additional numbers would have probably yield me over $500-600, but I'm a very conservative player, okay? So that was 4 shooters. So let's see if we actually broke even or we ahead a little bit, okay? So let's bring it all in. So here we have $500 right there. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 925. So this is my initial bet right here, $1,000. So this is all my profit. So here we have okay, so out of 4 shooters, I made a total profit of $78. Now, that is bad. Now, when I say that is bad, because I had risks $450 at one point for 2 rolls and could have lost $450. So in this game called craps, or anything you do in the casino, when you're gambling, you're going to always have to risk more to win less, okay? Now, would I use this strategy? This is a very interesting strategy. It's covering numbers. You just have to make sure you're rolling, or your shooter that's up are shooting a lot of 4s, 9s, and 10s so you can get that double hit, all right? Now, understand this. The two most common numbers that come out other than the 7 is the 6 and 8. So if you go on a string of 6 6s, 4 6s, or 4 8s or whatever, you're going to be losing a lot of your bankroll right here in the field, okay? And everybody knows that the field is one of the worst bets in craps, all right? But I like this here. I think it could be profitable. I would do this only if you're shooting on random rollers. You don't know. I would stick to the minimum bet and just nickel and dime the casino, get you about 2 hits, 3. Get you about 3 hits and then turn your bets off. Now, if you're on a table for a period of time and you see where you have shooters that can shoot and shooting, 10 plus numbers, I would play this strategy. I like this strategy. This strategy is pretty good. Okay, when you look at the basic iron cross, everything is covered. When you offset the field bet in regards to elevating the 5, 6, and 8, you have everything covered. This here, doing the outside cross is a good thing too, but the only holes that's in it is the 6 and 8, which they roll common a lot, okay? So again, I would like to thank the subscriber 724 Riff for bringing this strategy to my attention. I would try it out and do a little series on the outside cross for 10, maybe about 10 shooters moving forward. But again, thank you guys for watching my video. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And other than that, see you on the next episode. And I'm out.